All right, my friends, welcome, and how are you doing? What do you think about those videos that say 3 free things that you can do in Israel, or 10 free things that you can do in Israel? I was on a tour in Jerusalem the other evening, and it was a free walking tour. It was actually part of the tour guide course that I am taking in Jerusalem in Yad Yitzchak Ben Tzvi, and it was an extra after COVID. We've been on close down for 3 months. We haven't been attending class at school, and we haven't really been on tour. Typically, over the course of the 14 months, we have 60 full-day tours. 60 full-day tours is from 6:30 in the morning to 6:30 in the evening, out on a bus touring at different locations in Israel in order to learn feet on the ground each of these different locations. So we've got 60 full-day tours, and we have 60 sit-down full-day learning programs at school. And we began in January. We studied for two full months, and then the COVID-19 came in and closed us down. So over the past 3 months, we've been learning remotely via Zoom, filling in a material that we needed to cover on our own, and we've started courses that we're taking on Zoom. We had one walking tour in Jerusalem 2 weeks ago, and the other evening we had a walking tour in Jerusalem. So I've learned some of these things that you can do for free in Jerusalem, and I will be glad to show you around when you come to Israel. I'll be posting another video about free things that you can do in Jerusalem. But today, I'm going to be speaking about free things that you can do in Herzliya. Do you love the beach? I love the beach. I love swimming in the ocean. That might be because where I was born in America, I lived very close to the beach in New York. And I remember that very fondly, going with my family and swimming in the beach. I don't currently do this often enough. I don't do this as often as I would like, but when I do go to the beach and emerge in the Mediterranean Sea, in the waves, and walk in the sand, I really, really enjoy that. So while I was on this tour with my wife, Mali, in Jerusalem, we got a WhatsApp message from our kids, and they said, who would like to go to the beach? So I immediately raised my hand and said, if you're going to the beach, I'm coming with you. And yesterday we went to the beach in Herzliya. We weren't sure where we were going to go exactly until we almost arrived. We left our home at Kfar Tapuach in 3 cars, and we communicated on texts and phone calls on the way, trying to figure out which would be the best beach. And one of our considerations was that our kids brought their dog, so we needed a beach that was dog friendly. They finally decided to go to a beach that I was not familiar with in the past, but I'm really glad that they took us there, and I'm glad to tell you about that because there's some really neat things at this beach. The beach is called Sidna Ali. Sidna Ali means Ali the Master. I didn't know about this place before, but as I said, I'm learning more about more and more amazing attractions throughout the land of Israel because I am planning on becoming a certified tour guide in Israel, and I'll be glad to be able to take my guests to these very special places that I've learned about. And through the study in the course, we're learning about everything. We're learning about history throughout all of the ages, from prehistoric times, through the Bible, through modern day times, and we're learning about geography and geology. Recently we've done 30 hours studying about geology, the stones and how they've come about and the different types of stones and so forth. So I find myself looking at rocks and trying to understand more about them. Anyway, we went to this beach. It's in the northern part of Herzliya. It's a very, very beautiful beach. It's maintained by the city or by whatever the authority is that maintains the beaches, and it has lifeguards and flags telling you where you can go in and where you cannot go in. And where you go in, you've got the lifeguards who are looking out for your safety. And even if you go in where you're not supposed to go in, you've got the lifeguards there, and there are people on surfing there and windsurfing, and you can see sailboats off of the shore, and there are people who are doing hang gliding along the ledge. Hello friends, welcome. Today I am at the beach in Herzliya. This beach is called Sidna Ali. There's a old mosque just above the beach that's called Sidna Ali, and it's a very beautiful beach that's open to the public, free of charge. And there's also a very beautiful life-size sandcastle that we're going to take a look at. I'll tell you some more in a quieter atmosphere. I imagine that you can't hear too well. Now the mountain, the beach in Herzliya is called the ledge, the cliff. It is, or in Hebrew it's called Chof HaTzuk, because it has a wall just about 30 meters from the water. There's a stone wall that is made of sandstone. It was at one time dunes that hardened and became rock, and then it's being washed into back into the sea. So now there's a stone wall. It's probably about 20 meters high, and that too is protected. The people are protected. There's a fence, so you don't get too close to the wall, because the wall is caving in, and they don't want people to be hurt. Anyway, getting back to Sidna Ali, why is this beach called Sidna Ali? At the parking area, which is also free and organized, just above the beach, there is a ancient mosque that is called Sidna Ali. It's actually the burial place of a Muslim warrior from the 11th century whose name was Ali, and he was the grandson, the descendant of Omar ibn Khatib, who was the Muslim Khalif who captured the land of Israel after Muhammad. And the mosque, the Dome of the Rock, is named for Omar ibn Khatib in Jerusalem. And this mosque in Herzliya on the beach is called Sidna Ali, which is named for Ali, who was this Muslim warrior. According to the legend, he was killed in a battle with the Crusaders, the Christian Crusaders who came from Europe to capture the Holy Land, and he was buried here. But according to the dates, apparently he was killed in an earlier battle, not with the Crusaders, but with the Byzantine, who were the Orthodox Christians who controlled the land of Israel in the 11th century. The mosque here was built by the Mamluk, who were the Egyptian Muslim controllers of the land of Israel. They built this mosque in the 15th century. And this mosque, historically, was very special for a couple of different reasons. It's told that there was a black rock in the wall, in one of the walls, and this had a mystical power to determine if a person was telling a lie. People were tested. If they were not believed, they were brought to this mosque, and they were blindfolded and told to touch the rock, to walk towards the rock and touch it. Those who succeeded in putting their hand on the rock were considered to be telling the truth, and those who missed the black rock were thought to be lying. The mosque Sidna Ali was also a place of celebration at the end of the watermelon harvest. Farmers would bring their watermelons here, and there would be a huge watermelon celebration. This place is also mentioned in the diary of Yehudit Montefiore, who was the wife of Moshe Montefiore, the Lord Moshe Montefiore, who was the king of the Jews. He wasn't actually king, but he was a British lord, and he was a very wealthy and very influential. In the 19th century, he traveled around the world in Turkey, Syria, the land of Israel, Morocco, and met with world leaders and spoke with them on behalf of the Jewish communities who were oppressed in those places. And he supported the Jewish communities and supported the building up of the Jewish community in the land of Israel in the 19th century. They traveled to the land of Israel, Moshe and Yehudit Montefiore, and she wrote in her diary that they stopped on their way at this place, at Sidna Ali, and they received hospitality from the locals, who also served them very delicious watermelon. Aside for the beach itself, which is below the mosque, and very beautiful, and you can come here and swim, and you can play the Israeli paddleball. Just north of the beach, I found a very remarkable, how would I describe this site? It's like a life-size sandcastle. So I am now at the Lifesize Sandcastle at Sidna Ali Beach, and there's got to be a story here. Do you know what it is? We're going to find out. Someone built up in the wall of stone above the waterfront. Someone carved caves in the stone and built up a sculpture, a campus, a camp. It's really, really remarkable. I walked around and saw this place, and the effort and thought that was put into building up this site along the waterfront is really beautiful. It seemed obvious to me that this would not be a place where any building zoning would be possible. So that too is remarkable, that whoever built this place thought of building this up, even though he would not receive permission to do so. And after visiting this site, I did some research, and I learned that there's a man whose name is Nisim Kachlo, and he started building up this site 40 years ago. And he's been there for the 40 years. At times he offered coffee and maybe some food. And he's basically a lone artist who lives at the site and has built up this very, very amazing experience. So after sharing all of that with you, and if you are still here after this long rant, then send me a thumbs up, subscribe if you would like to see more videos, but most important is write your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think about this video. If that was not enough requests, I have now added a Buy Me a Coffee link on the video, so if you would like to show me some appreciation for sharing these visits in Israel, you can buy me a coffee. And did I say, I would appreciate it if you share the video with your friends. So looking forward to hearing back from you. I hope that you enjoyed this. This is David Ha'Ivri. Be well until next time.